And tonight at 5 o'clock, local school districts are now responding to a federal recommendation that all students be allowed to use the restroom of the gender they most identify with.
The recommendation comes from the White House and the Education and Justice Departments. It does not carry the force of law, but it does warn schools that the government could sue if they don't comply or cut off federal funds.
Well, in Texas, he can keep his 30 pieces of silver. We will not yield to blackmail from the President of the United States.
Some Indiana schools are already taking steps to not discriminate against transgender students.
Our education reporter, Rich Van Wyk, spoke to a student today who told him why that change is necessary. Rich?
The guidelines issued today by the U.S. Department of Education and U.S. Department of Justice are aimed at protecting the rights of transgender students and having schools make the necessary accommodations. These are going to get a lot of attention. The guidelines require schools and universities to see students' gender as they see themselves today, not as they are seen on a birth certificate. It means making changes in restrooms, locker rooms, athletic programs, and other curricular activities. We talked with Lo, a college student, who can't forget the fear of being in high school.
I felt a constant state of fear going to school every day. There were stares, there were pointing fingers, there was talking behind my back, verbal harassment. Every day was different, but there wasn't a day when I wasn't scared.
And when you had to use the bathroom or a locker room?
Still scary.
Lo remembers being ridiculed and pushed around in the restrooms. IUPUI already has created 14 gender-neutral restrooms. Public schools I contacted today say they don't know how they are going to comply with these new guidelines until they see the letter from the president and the actual details. But some are already making plans to make those plans and reacting to what the president has to say. We will hear from them at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
Rich Van Wyk reporting live tonight. Thank you. And a Florida school district is already feeling the heat from its new rule that requires students to use the bathroom consistent with their birth certificate. The ACLU filed a civil rights complaint against the district for its transgender policy. Now, the rule was passed last month by the school board, but the ACLU wants it to be removed.